So, as most sponsor companies know, clinical research is one of the most important aspects of their product development process. They can be very large and they can be very expensive, and so anything that helps accelerate that clinical study is golden for a medical device company. We have been able to identify site networks that we work with very frequently on the medical device and IVD side. But a new opportunity that we're really excited about is that a number of these physicians are beginning to build and open clinics that sit outside of a traditional hospital setting. Those clinics are called office-based labs, OBLs, or Ambulatory Surgical Centers, ASCs. And what we're finding is they're opening them to enable patients to come in, have certain procedures done, do it in an office setting where they can get in quickly, have the procedure done, and be able to go home as soon as possible. This is an ideal place for us to also conduct our clinical research. And we're finding that we're able to accelerate it. And so within NAMSA, we're working with these different site networks to establish templates and contracts that are easy for them to process. We work with them on their IRBs so that they can move those very rapidly through the process as well. And we're finding that we're able to accelerate study startup at these site networks even as much as 80%. And then we also find that they are connected with other sites that are doing these OBLs and ASCs. And then we have access to patients that are, across a number of different sites. And so not only are we speeding them up to get them started on the clinical study, but we're also finding that we get more patients to enroll at these centers. And so I think in general, we're finding that we are able to get contracts approved within, say, even as short as a week. And then we also are finding that we're able to enroll up to 30% more quickly. And so this is a really ideal opportunity. It's brand new. It's just hitting kind of the scene in medical devices. And NAMSA is really working closely with a lot of these KOLs that we've already worked with to find a way to accelerate the enrollment and the startup for these medical device companies. One of the biggest lessons we've learned working with these site networks with the OBLs and ASCs is that they are fast-paced. And so in order to really be effective and partner well with them, you want to also mirror that fast pace. And so we worked with our medical device and IVD sponsor companies to ensure that they're utilizing some of the templates and some of the contracts that we've already developed so that they can really leverage what we've already learned. If you slow down that process, then you lose all of the advantages of going to an OBL or ASC. And the other lesson we've learned is that from a patient enrollment perspective, just having a really experienced study coordinator at even one of those sites, we can partner closely with them and then ensure that they're spreading their knowledge to all of those different sites so that those other sites are gaining as we're learning along the research continuums. Some of the pitfalls we see are when you have different sponsor companies individually going out to these OBLs and ASCs. They're using their own templates and contracts and processes, and you lose that advantage of working with someone like, say, NAMSA that's already working and partnering closely with these site networks. We understand what the site networks, the OBLs and ASCs need when they're trying to process a clinical research study really quickly. And so we can really help provide that insight to the medical device or IVD company. When they do it individually, you do lose that advantage of having that partner in NAMSA that can really do this effectively for you. And so conversely, the advantage is that when you do work with NAMSA, we're able to select those partners, the researchers that you're familiar with that are now starting these OBLs and ASCs. We can partner with them. We know their style. We can make sure that you get your study into their program as quickly as possible and really launch it really seamlessly and effectively, and you're going to see enrollments quickly. Some of the top takeaways I would have, or I would ask medical device companies and IVD companies to think about is what is your biggest investment when it comes to the product development process? Typically, it's your clinical research study. And the sooner you can get through that with really high quality data, that's going to make or break your day. And so looking at opportunities like the OBLs and ASCs has got to be part of your repertoire as you're looking at your clinical study. You want to make sure that you're pulling on any tool possible to accelerate that clinical study. And working with NAMSA, you have that opportunity to really get a foot in the front door of how to operate with the OBLs and ASCs.